The way we did this is put it on this roll up here, but it came off the bottom roll down there. It was easy to bring in our own white pipe. You coming back, Grace? Yeah? I wanted to show you that. We put this in last year just before winter when we had to go away for 2 weeks to Sydney. We cut slits there, can you see it? For the dogs to go through. But we should have just waited and watched where they intended to go through, which is there. Now the other thing too is we used to have, you can see the holes punched here, we used to have a board across the bottom that held everything in place. I thought it would be necessary to stop the wind blowing this up, but because we've got it excessively long, it doesn't blow up the steps, doesn't stop the dogs from staying warm, except the slits aren't much of a help. And when winter's over and they're not staying outside, we take this down and it's back to normal. For myself, I simply walk up here, push it aside, and in I go. Very easy, and we've just got it simply hooked on with cup hooks here, there, and we unscrew it at the end of winter, roll it up on this piece of timber, put it away under our house in storage until we need it again. The dogs have got somewhere to stay, gets warm, but they like staying. Typical dogs. Only one of them ever uses the kennel. And they just like being as close to the back door as they possibly can. That's Gracie. And Holly. Where's Rev? There's Rev, here he comes. See? They didn't need slits. What I need to show you is I'm going to use the hole punch method to join these panels to each other. The first section that I'm putting up has just got 2 panels and a corner pole. I've used my hole punch, found out that the holes, if I push it all the way into the hole punch, the centre of the hole is exactly 12.5 mil from the edge. That means that when I punch both pieces of plastic, I need the centre of the hole on both pieces of plastic to be exactly 12.5 mils from both edges, so that they'll line up and I can easily just put the joining thread through them. And sorry, I'm drawing this so you can see it. And basically I'm going to have a 25 mil overlap in the middle. So you have to allow that, measure your hole distance exactly right. Then work out what half of it would be, and the fact that you're going to have an extra 25 mil for the middle piece, and then when it comes to the pole, I'm going to go around an extra 12.5 mil, so that if I ever want to, I can join it up down that pole with the piece that comes along the front. And that way I've allowed myself that extra bit I need here to join up to the next piece. And it's not going to get in the way of the other, it's so tiny, 12.5 mil, it's not a problem. Now, to measure this and do it all right, we're using the kitchen floor again. First of all, we put this side on a line and used the tiles to draw a square. And then I've measured exactly what I need for mine, plus I've added on 25 mil for the overlap in the middle and 12.5 mil for the corner pole. And I've come to the fact that I need 144 mil on each piece to be exactly right. And so we've moved it all over so that this stays square with the tiles, and we can now just use the straight line, this was Phil's idea, down here to draw where we're going to cut off this edge. And this is a stored edge, and you can see how wonky it is because we've stored it for so long on its edge. That's why I'm choosing that side to cut off, and this will be a nice join. Thank you. Now, one of my problems is I made it to wrap around and join in the middle over there so that I could do it up if I wanted to. Well, that wasn't wise. It means I can't roll it up and get it up past the lattice because it's too long. It won't roll when it's longer than the actual bay itself because it's overlapping that bit, so I never should have done that. We've done a test and, we've cut out all our plastic. We're lining up 2 straight edges that we never cut, and this is going to be joined, and we're going to open it out and flip it over one on top of the other. So that's why we're cutting the 2 at the same time, so that the holes will be in exactly the same spot. If we start at the top here, we've got that lined up. Now what we did initially was we did a test over here. You can see these holes, maybe you can't, and we've worked out that if we use this guide here to go on the last hole that was just punched, then these next holes that are punched are going to be exactly the same distance apart as the original 2. So we'll get a lovely pattern. Adam, do you want to? And we're pushing it all the way in so that it is always going to be... No, move it up one more or you'll end up doubling up on the hole. Okay, push it all the way back, Fern, and then it'll be exactly where we need it. And that'll be a quick and easy process of just moving to the second hole, punching. Thanks, Adam. Okay, we've put it up. Well, we're in the process of putting it up. You have to go along one after the other because the weight of itself tears out. We've had a few people holding it right to the edge on both sides. And it's handy to have it all in one big long board rather than broken up little bits like we've done on other sections here, so you don't want to do that. You can have a section per bay, would be a good idea. And we joined it in the kitchen first, just by turning these 2 on top of each other and weaving the joining line in and out in amongst it all. I've obviously made this too long. I'm going to be having to trim it off, unfortunately. I was a bit cautious and it's too long. So it's going to be trimmed off, I think. Yeah, it has to be. And then it's going to be a pipe put in there and hole punched along here. And that's when I'm going to use the awl on the other side to actually poke holes through and put the pipes through. Here we go. See, we've put it together with all this line that we're using to keep it linked together, just knots in different spots to hold it.
Can you just hold that there?
Putting up the last of the blinds, getting a bit late, but we're going to achieve it today. 9th of the 9th, 2014. We finished it just in time for Alana's birthday party. It's all fully tiled. There's a problem when you put the blinds up like this. You can see they're offset in height a little bit. And they're hooked onto bike hooks. Only $3.10 for the bike hooks. The wind blows through these and pushes the cushions over. So. It's finished. All tiled. Just a foam mat under this. Because porcelain tiles are so strong, nothing will break them. Diamond drills have a terrible time trying to drill through them. So that's our patio. And it's so nice to sit here in the morning, have breakfast, and watch the ducks that land on our pool, which needs cleaning of course. Lots of maintenance around our house. And it's just lovely.